Hey, why not Nocatee in St. Johns County? It's the Michael Jordan or the Chicago Bulls of master plan communities here in Florida. Why do you ask? Well, that's because niche.com awarded Nocatee the #1 community in the entire state of Florida for 3 years in a row. So just like MJ and the Bulls, it got awarded that award 3 years in a row. So, and currently it's ranked the #1 community in the entire state of Florida to raise a family. So we're gonna be talking about why that's the case, and also, is Nocatee real?
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Superficial. Is it superficial? And if it's not superficial like the Truman Show, is it a different type of superficial, sort of like this?
I'm telling you, it came up in the context of the conversation.
Hey, people are starting to stare. Can you keep your voice down, please?
Absolutely. We wouldn't want them to think we're not happy.
So we're gonna be talking about all of that. And also, if you buy a house here, what are the schools? What schools are you gonna be zoned for? The types of homes here, the amenities, and why, if you're thinking about moving to Florida, why you should seriously consider Nocatee. Let's go check it out. All right, so I'm here at the Welcome Center, and this is where our tour will begin. And this is most likely where your tour will begin if you decide to purchase a home here. They offer what is called a golf cart tour, and they essentially take you around this main amenity center. So this is where the main amenity center is located to, the 2 splash parks. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about the amenities later on in the video. And just speaking of golf carts, they're everywhere here. This truly is a golf cart community. I mean, you see them in the drive-through. People drive to them during the farmers market. In the weekends, this whole center line right here is completely full of golf carts as people drive from their homes to this amenity center to enjoy the amenities. And that's what they wanted. That's what the developers wanted to do here, was basically try to make a community where it's self-sustaining, low emissions, and it's actually encouraged to ditch your car and drive your golf cart anywhere. So if you got to go to the groceries or the pharmacy, you're going to see a lot of people doing that. They're going to take their golf cart instead of their main vehicle. I spoke to one guy who essentially said, listen, I put more miles on my golf cart than I did my own car. So, and then kind of like New York City and the big cities, a lot of people don't own cars, right? They just take the train. And here I've heard that there are people who don't own a car and they just use their golf cart everywhere. If they have to leave Nocatee, then they'll rent a car or their Uber. But that's just something to think about. I mean, look at this. They have their own golf cart traffic lights. Nocatee also has a dedicated golf cart path that gives you access to everything from school drop-off locations to access to the amenities. Take a look at this map here, which shows you all the golf cart paths throughout Nocatee. So where's Nocatee located? So Nocatee is located east of I-95. It's in the northern part of St. Johns County. And to the west, you have the St. Johns area, and there's a bunch of subdivisions off of 210. And to the northeast, you have Palm Valley and Ponte Vedra. Okay, now if you look at a map, you'll see that Nocatee is located within a 32081 zip code, which means that Nocatee is actually inside of Ponte Vedra. Okay, all right, so it's interesting to note that Nocatee, although is inside of Ponte Vedra, it is just now being considered a town. And the reason why that's strange is because when you look at Nocatee in terms of size, Nocatee is actually larger than Manhattan. All right, so yeah, you got that right. It's larger than Manhattan, and it's just a master plan community. It's an unincorporated master plan community, and it's now just being considered a town. For me, that's mind-blowing to see such a large area map, and it's just a master plan community. It's like in my mind, it's like a subdivision. It's obviously not a subdivision, but in my mind, I'm like, how is this thing not a city when it's the size of a city anywhere else, right? But that's just something to know, and we're going to talk about the size in a minute. All right, another thing about its location is that Nocatee is south of Jacksonville, so there's actually parts of Nocatee that creep into Duval County to Jacksonville. So as you can see on this map here, this red dotted map shows you what parts of Nocatee are actually parts of Jacksonville. And then again on this map here, the yellow one, you'll see in a little bit more detail what parts of Nocatee are part of Jacksonville. Depending on traffic and which route you take, a drive to Jacksonville is about a 25 to 45 minute drive, while a drive to St. Augustine is about a 25 to 50 minute drive. All right, so let's talk about its size. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Nocatee is bigger than Manhattan. Okay, it's larger than Manhattan. And if you don't believe me, let's ask the Google. So Nocatee is about 25 square miles, or 23.48 miles to be exact. Nocatee is about 14,000 acres, and about 9,000 acres are going to be kept for conservation and preservation purposes. Nocatee has been approved for 12,295 dwelling units, and it's sitting at approximately 75% built out rate. All right, so Nocatee has 47 different neighborhoods that provide a variety of homes for the entire family. All right, so I'm here at the town center, Nocatee's town center. As you can see behind me, there's tons of shopping. You got Orange Theory of Fitness over there, Wells Fargo, GNC, AT&T. I got a nice restaurant here called Trailer Park. As you can see behind me too, there's golf carts. You know, people bring their golf carts again to go shopping. And so I think the biggest thing, you know, in talking to some of the folks here, they say that they wish they had the bigger box stores available or that are close by, right? So like the Home Depot, your Targets, they're not here. You actually have to drive to Durban or the St. John's Town Center North to get to those big box stores. And then the other complaint was that they wish there were more local restaurants. So obviously there's Panera Bread, there's also a Wendy's here too. So they'd probably like to see more boutique restaurants. All right, so in terms of living spaces, there are several 55 active adult communities here in Nocatee. There are two of Pulte's Del Webb communities, Del Webb Nocatee and Del Webb Ponte Vedra. And there's also the Rise at Nocatee, which are luxury apartments available for rent. For the older folks, Nocatee has the Starling community. Starling offers independent living, assisted living, and memory care. For the older folks, we have Fleet Landing, which is an independent living area for adults ages 62 and above. Fleet Landing acquired 35 acres here in Nocatee and are planning on having single-family homes and apartments. The community will also offer assisted living, memory support, and skilled nurse care services. The ETA for Fleet Landing has yet to be determined, but you can already start to feel that buzz and the energy already in it.
Are you our little host?
Ladies, girls, party's in the band. Thank you very much. It's just this way. Thank you.
Don't embarrass me.
Hello. No, not at all. No, you're okay. Dennis the Menace is the reason why active adult communities exist to begin with, right? That's the truth. But listen, Nocatee has all different types of living quarters available here. For me, it sounds like the initial stages of the 15-minute city. I know that sounds kind of like crazy for conspiracy theories. Like, oh, I don't know if you looked up the 15-minute city thing. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but hear me out. It does feel like the community is all enclosed, which is great. Like if you just saw that lady pass by on the golf cart. If you see yourself enjoying this type of life where you're like, listen, I don't have to drive my car. I can just jump on my golf cart, to pick up the groceries or do whatever, go to my doctor's appointment, then this community might be it, man. But going back to the living quarters, yes, they have apartments here, villas, townhomes, single family homes, luxury homes, all right? So Nocatee has it all. All right, so in terms of builders, Nocatee has had a ton of builders since they broke ground here in 2005. How you doing? See what I'm talking about? There's golf carts everywhere. But since they broke ground here in 2005, Nocatee has had several different builders. And so now they're actually in the final stages of the build out. But they've opened up these areas as of recent. And so I'm gonna do a separate video talking about where you can still buy new construction here in Nocatee. But if you wanted to move down here, you're gonna have to start moving quickly. Hey, by the way, my name is Manny Ortega, along with my beautiful partner and wife, Carolina Ortega. We took a leap of faith and we left Boston, Massachusetts with our kiddos and we moved down here to St. Augustine, Florida, and we absolutely love Florida now. Hey, and check this out. If you're here right now in town trying to shop for a home, or if you're months out still doing your research, definitely hit us up. We would love to hear your story and help you make a seamless transition down here to Florida. We get text messages, emails, and phone calls from people like yourself that are trying to make a move, and we have a blast helping you guys get down here and achieve your dreams. So in terms of schools, depending on where you purchase a home here, you might land on the Jacksonville side or Duval side, or you might fall on the St. Johns County and Ponte Vedra side. Okay, and this is where it's important to find out where you're gonna buy your house, all right? The elementary school in St. Johns counties are the following: Valley Ridge Academy, Palm Valley Academy, and Pine Island Academy. For middle school, they're the same three: Valley Ridge Academy, Palm Valley Academy, and Pine Island Academy. And then for high school, it's going to be the Allen D. Neese High School. For Duval County, your elementary school is going to be Bartram Springs Elementary. For middle school, it's going to be the Twin Lakes Academy. And then for high school, it's going to be the Atlantic Coast High School. Take a look at these maps where you'll see how both Duval County and St. Johns County have zoned the areas for each of the schools. Again, we're going to start with the St. Johns County schools first, starting with the elementary schools and then moving up to the high school. And now the Duval side of things. Keep in mind that in the future, these zones may change, so I'll put a link in the description box below to help you in your research. All right, so let's talk about amenities, and this is where things get really excited here in Nocatee. Hello, hey, how you doing? All right, so this is where Nocatee blows out every master plan community or subdivision out of the water here in St. Johns County. All right, so let's talk about amenities. All right, so what's cool about Nocatee is that there's a main amenity center where everybody comes to, you know, the water parks here that I'm going to describe in a minute. But then some of the subdivisions have their own amenity center that's specific to the residents there. So like, for example, the 20 Mile has their own amenity center. Coastal Oaks has their own amenity center. Del Webb, you know, as examples. So that's what's cool. Like if you don't want to come down here and you live in one of these areas where there are an amenity centers, then you can just stay where you live and enjoy the pool there, okay? All right, with that being said, here are the amenities here at Nocatee. Nocatee offers basketball courts, biking and walking trails, a clubhouse, fitness center, swimming pools, tennis courts, dog parks, a theater, restaurants, tons of playgrounds, 2 kayak launches, tons of parks, a 377-foot zip line, a lazy river, 2 water parks, and a beautiful preserve. All right, so why should you choose Nocatee over another master plan community or subdivision here in St. Johns County? I think the biggest thing is that Nocatee offers a lifestyle. It's not just a place to live, right? And that's how come I was joking around at the beginning of this video talking about the Truman Show and the Desperate Housewives. I was kind of poking fun at the fact, is this real? And in touring this neighborhood, people are really, really friendly, guys. I'm serious. Like, their people are really friendly. So the golf cart community is a real thing. I'm drinking the Nocatee juice. I really am. I'm drinking the Nocatee Kool-Aid. Honestly, being here makes me want my own golf cart. You know what I'm saying? I want my golf cart. You know, I could fit my 5 kids and my wife, drive around. I spoke to one man who said that living here now makes going on vacation with his family a little difficult because his kids just have such a good time at the water parks that they're not really thinking about taking any trips. That sounds like a good problem to have. Imagine that. Listen, we're going to stay home because staying home is much more fun than going on vacation somewhere else, right? That sounds like a great staycation if you ask me. But that's what Nocatee offers. Nocatee offers a resort-style lifestyle, and that's your home. It's not you're going on vacation. This is your home. You have a resort-style lifestyle here. As I toured around and I asked people questions, you know, there's 2 camps. One, people who don't want to live here because for them it feels kind of fake and too bubbly and like you're in your own bubble, and you know, like maybe you're from the city and it feels kind of awkward being, you know, hunky-dory. I don't know. Maybe, you know, coming from the north, people are very snap, like don't waste my time, get out the way. And here you're forced to like slow down, enjoy life, be friendly, right? And some people, they don't want to let go of the city maybe, but they say no, Nocatee is too much of a bubble. I don't want to live here. Then the other camp says you got to give it a try. Nocatee really is a family-friendly town. It's amazing. It's the reason why niche.com, you know, rated it as the #1 community to raise a family here. Residents of Nocatee say that you do develop a sense of community, and there really is a family-friendly atmosphere here. They emphasize that the way Nocatee has been developed with its proximity to the schools, the outdoor activities like the farmers market, the water parks, and the playgrounds, it fosters a close-knit community where kids can play together and families connect easily.
Another thing someone pointed out to me here was that a lot of people that are here are not originally from Florida, and that everyone who's flocking here is coming for the same reasons, and they're all trying to build community.
Before I let you go, let me just tell you this quick story. I had a friend who was a diehard BMW fan, right? He has a 5 Series, raves about it. He says it's the ultimate driving machine. And another friend of mine challenged him. He's like, why do you guys say it's the ultimate driving machine? Like, and then he rebuttals. He's like, have you ever driven one, or have you ever owned one? And the guy was kind of like, no, not really. He's like, try it and then talk, you know? And I feel like with Nocatee, there's a little bit of that, right? It's hard to say, you know, that Nocatee is not great, or it's too fake, or it's superficial, without you at least test driving it or giving it a shot. But as I toured here, I'm like, man, this is really real. Like, I felt like Mr. Truman himself when he realized everybody was watching him. Just replace those bikes with golf carts, right? That's what Nocatee is all about. But honestly, as I drove around here, it seems like a really great community. It's no wonder Niche.com rated it the #1 community in Florida to raise a family. Hey, so to wrap it up, I think the hype is real, folks. And at the very least, Nocatee deserves a test ride.